It's tougher to look at your sober journey as your sober journey because you are thinking about leaving something behind. You're quitting alcohol, you're quitting weed, or whatever substance it is that you are quitting. You see that as something negative, like you are leaving something behind. And when people just think about quitting, they think of it as something negative, when quitting those things is something positive. It's something good. Quitting alcohol doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you boring. It doesn't make you weird. And I've seen, honestly, the dumbest comments. People saying, oh, you're a quitter for quitting alcohol. I get it if there's a goal and you're trying to quit that. Like, don't quit, when you're working towards something positive, towards growth. But quitting alcohol makes you a quitter. People saying, specifically about me, because I talk about me being sober all the time, how I quit drinking alcohol, quit smoking weed, quit doing other substances, quit hanging out with negative people. They call me a quitter. They told me that I just couldn't handle my liquor, that I just should have drank less. Like, it's still poisoning my body. Alcohol is poison. When you look at it as self-love, you see it with different eyes, with positive eyes. You see it as choosing you, choosing to improve your health, as choosing to love yourself instead of harming yourself anymore. You're choosing to face reality instead of escaping. You're choosing to face your feelings, to face honestly you, and that makes you so strong. It makes you a brave fucking person. When you are consuming alcohol, you are poisoning your body. You're hurting your mind, body, and soul. You're hurting yourself in so many ways. You're disconnecting, you're escaping, you're hiding your true self. When you start to love yourself, you want to stop harming yourself in any way. It starts with quitting all those substances, and then it goes to different things. You stop hanging out with negative people. You start hanging out by yourself. You start spending time alone. You start connecting with yourself. You start journaling. It's just so cool. It kind of all falls into place, you guys, and just go with your gut feeling, go with your intuition, go with what feels right, and go with what makes you happy. Because after that, when you go sober, you just want to grow. You feel good and you want to see what's out there. It's a little bit scary because you've been hidden for so long. You've been hiding your true self. You've been escaping. You've been numbing yourself. And you have all these different feelings. But that's honestly the best part about it. That's fun. Getting to know yourself, putting yourself out there, loving yourself in so many ways. You want to grow. You don't want to stay stuck in that place where you were when you were consuming all these substances, or even go backwards, you guys, because when you are drinking alcohol or taking any other substances, you're walking backwards. Like, you're really falling behind and you are going towards a negative path, because drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and doing any other substances, even hanging out with negative people, is hurting your mind, body, and soul. Weed is not healing. If you think it's healing, whatever it does for you, it does for you. And especially if you're smoking it, you're inhaling that smoke. That is damaging your lungs, and it affects you in so many ways. It ruins your mental health, and it just leads to other sicknesses. It doesn't help with anxiety, it doesn't help with depression. It makes all of those things worse. You might think it helps at that moment because you're numbing yourself, you're escaping, you're not dealing with all these situations, you're not facing the anxiety, you're just like pushing it away. And then you get addicted to that escape feeling because you just want the weed so you don't feel anxious, so you don't feel depressed, so you're not facing your problems. That's not dealing with the anxiety or with the depression. It's not dealing with anything. It's making things worse. That is definitely not loving yourself. And a lot of people think about just the present moment. You're drinking with your friends, you're smoking weed, you're getting high. In that present moment, you feel good, feel happy, you feel flowy, you're escaping, you feel numb. But you have to take into consideration the long run, how all of that is affecting you long term, because you might not see the effects right now, but in a couple of years, even in a couple of months, weeks, you will see the damage. With drinking alcohol, you feel like shit, you have no energy, you don't want to do anything, especially if you're just drinking and drinking, you're drinking constantly and you're drinking more and more, you're going to feel like shit, you're not going to want to do anything, and you're going to be full of negativity. You want to love yourself in the present moment and think about the actions that you are taking now that are going to impact your future. Think about what you are doing now, if that is actually loving yourself, and is that going to help you grow now? Like, does that truly make you happy now, and is it going to make you happy in the long run, or is it going to affect the long run in a negative way? When you look at going sober as your self-love journey, you see it as gaining something, because yes, you're quitting the substance or substances, but you're gaining way much more than that. You see it more as gaining. You're gaining your true self because you're done escaping, you're done hiding your true self, and you are going to work on recovering discovering your true self, on seeing who you really are, what you like, what makes you happy, what brings you peace. You look at it as something positive, and you look at all of that as self-love, because it is all self-love. You're loving yourself. No, you're loving your mind, body, and soul. You don't want to harm yourself. You see a bright future ahead of you without any substances. You don't need any substance to be happy. You don't need any substance to relax, to deal with stress, to deal with anxiety, to deal with depression. You don't need none of that. And let me tell you that you are going to lose family and friends when you decide to go sober, and that is okay. Don't force any friendships. Don't force them to see your vision, to understand where you are coming from. If they get it, they get it. And if they don't, they don't. Let them be. Those are the people that do not truly align with you, that do not align with your true self. You're going to get rid of those people without even doing much, you guys. Just let them go, because you are making space for people who truly align with you. The going sober transition is honestly not the easiest, but it's fun, especially when you look at it as self-love, self-care, and just think positively about everything. Be kind with yourself and love yourself. Everybody's journey is different. It might take you a couple of months, a couple of weeks, a couple of years. For me, the transition of going completely sober was about a year, maybe a year and a half. I didn't just quit. I took breaks, and then I went from taking breaks. I was taking maybe like a month break, 2 weeks break. I would go back to it, and then I said, okay, I'm only going to drink in big occasions like parties, family gatherings and stuff like that, or when I go out with friends. When I started doing it less and less, I wanted to just do it less and less, because I felt good those times when I wasn't drinking. I was full of energy. So I said, why am I putting myself back in that situation, in that negative state, hanging around with negative people? It's not growth. It's just this negative cycle where I feel like I'm going up, but then I come back down. I didn't like that. I didn't like that feeling. I just looked at it as, okay, I feel like I'm having fun during those times, but then the next day I feel like shit. I feel like shit for a whole week. And I sat down with myself and I said, okay, well, honestly, this is not helping me in any way, especially for my future. It's impacting my future in a very negative way, because I feel like shit most of the time. I don't feel full of energy, full of positive energy. I don't want to do anything. That would make me feel worse, you guys. Like, I was in a very negative space. I did feel depressed at one point in my life, and I was full of anxiety. It was just making it worse. I'd get anxious, and I just feel even more depressed, because I'd feel bad. Like, I'm harming myself, and I feel bad about that, because I'm like, okay, I'm doing that to me. I said, well, if I'm harming myself, then I can start loving myself. Honestly, like, I just have to do it. I have to distance myself from everybody. I have to remove myself from those party scenes, from the club. I had to just focus on me. I wanted better, but it was those people around me. It's not like they were telling me to and I was listening to them, but I wanted to keep up with that party image that everybody thought I was a good time, but I really wasn't. Nobody knew what I was truly going through. They weren't helping me. And I said, you know what? Fuck all this. I distanced myself from everybody, and I was hanging out by myself. And it's okay to be alone. It's okay to want to be alone. People look at being alone as something weird, like something is wrong with you. They just see it as something negative, but there's nothing weird about being alone. It's okay to be alone. It's actually great to be alone during that time, because you are spending time with yourself, reconnecting with yourself, getting to know yourself. People will comment saying that it's not okay to be alone, that you should go out, that you should hang out with so and so. You don't have to go out there and be social. You don't have to hang out with so and so. You don't have to go out to dinner. You don't have to go out to the club to have fun. They'll tell you, it's okay, just go have fun this one night. No, it's okay to be alone. Don't listen to those people. Those are just the people that can't be alone. They don't know how to be alone. They have to be around people. They have to be around all these energies, and that's just like, no. Normalize being alone, because then you'll probably end up thinking, maybe something is wrong with me. Why do I want to be alone? I'm going to be a loner. You can be alone but not feel lonely, and it might take some time. You might feel lonely at first, you might feel alone, but just know that you're really not. You fall in love with your solitude. You fall in love with just being at peace. Like, I know I work too hard for me to cleanse my energy, to find the peace within me. I don't want just anybody around me. Honestly, I don't want nobody around me currently. I love my solitude. I can talk to people, I can socialize, but I just choose to be alone. And it's okay to choose to be alone, to hang out by yourself, to go out by yourself. Don't overthink going sober. Just have fun. If you're planning on going sober, if you're in your recovery process, look at it as self-love, okay, you guys? Yes, you're quitting something, but you are gaining so much more than that. You're gaining your true self. Be kind with yourself. It's okay to not know what you want to do. It's okay to not know what you like, what makes you happy. Try out different things. If something is calling your attention, try it out. Go outside on walks. Start journaling, you guys. Journal your process, and then you will go back and see that growth, because a lot of people get discouraged because they don't see the growth. You see the growth, but you mostly feel the growth because it's all internal. You're fixing yourself internally. Letting go of friends and family is so freeing, and it just feels so good because you're cutting ties. ties with negative people. They just feel so good. Change can be uncomfortable, but it feels good. Appreciating the unknown, you're going to discover things that you didn't know about you, and just keep exploring those things. Like if something makes you happy, explore, go into it. If people say it's weird, whatever it is, who cares? It truly makes you happy. If people say you're changing, yeah, I mean, you're changing, but it's more as you're reconnecting with your true self. You're just recovering your true self. And yeah, you change your ways, you change your habits, but you're just being authentically you now. And let them hate if they're hating, let them think whatever it is that they're thinking. You do you be happy, you love yourself, and I'm proud of you for thinking about going sober, for going sober if you're in your recovery process. Things get easier, okay? Just have fun with it, love yourself, be kind with yourself. Going sober is honestly the best, you guys. Like, I have never been happier. I thought drinking and going out and hanging out with a certain crew was fun. Being sober is fun. Having a clear mind is fun. Being at peace is fun. Practicing self-love, romanticizing everything I do is fun. Being in the present moment is fun, you guys, instead of escaping and numbing yourself. I hope that this helps you with your self-love journey, aka sober journey. Being sober is the best. And if you don't believe me, try it out. Go a month, 2 months, you're going to feel better. I guarantee you're going to feel better, because you guys, alcohol is poison. It makes you feel like shit. It doesn't make you think clearly. But a lot of you guys are just in denial, and don't take my word for it. Try it out. Thank you so much for watching this episode or listening, and I'll talk to you guys on the next episode. Peace.